So to run a planned mission on the mobile app, the first thing you want to do is go to the dashboard on the bottom and sync the data. So you do this to be able to call in the planned mission so you get the latest information on the mobile app. Once you've synced the data, you click Overview on the bottom left, and then you select Flight Ops View in the middle. You want to select Planned Mission, Start Mission, and this will give you a list of all the planned missions that are available for you to choose from. Now, the information that's going to come in is not going to be everything from the planned mission, so you won't get the airspace diagram that you've drawn, and you won't get the documents that you've attached. Those are coming in a future version, but for now, they're not available. So I'm going to take the top one, 1661 Prescott test, and what it does is it brings up the information that's already been filled out on the desktop version of the system. So you can see the name, the pilot, the visual observer. If I want to add a customer on a project, I can do it here, and you'll see them in a pull-down menu, a tumbler, I should say. If I want to add a new one, the plus for customer and the plus for project will create new locally stored items, and then you can sync it to the server afterwards. The drone's been selected. If I want to have any pre-flight documents, I can use a checklist in this case. Other documentation is not available. And as I mentioned before, the documents that are on the desktop are not available at the moment. They will be read-only in the near future. You can select more information. I've got a flight type already, any additional personnel. You can add staff notes. You can add a battery, but it will be read by the telemetry if it's a smart one. If not, you can select the batteries that are on this mission. You can add a note to the batteries. Some people have a requirement to check the batteries in advance. The QR code reader is that little set of squares just to the right. So if you want to scan it in to be able to track it, that's an option. Equipment would be your payload. So I'll just take a GoPro here. Legal rule is if you're flying under a waiver or 107 if you've got the option. That's for the US. Overseas, if you've got a particular legal rule, you can fly on it, and then the details of the legal rule you can type into the system. So once we're done with this, we start the mission. You can add in-flight checklists if you've got them. You can add notes in flight if you've got them. And then when you're done, you can finish the mission. When you've finished however many flights that you're going to do, you can add post-flight checklist once again, just like you see there, any incident documentation, and then any post-flight notes. The is a single person flight is if some organizations allow certain people to fly solo, it's a way to track that that this is a solo flight and they've got authorization. So you can save the flight, and you've got 3 ways to save it at this point. DJI Sync is if you're using a DJI controller, sending it to the DJI cloud. You would send it to the DJI cloud first and then call it back in with DJI Sync. Flight Sync is our internal sync. It means the flight's already in our system. This can be done through a piece of software such as Drone Harmony or EGCS for DJI, where the flights are automatically loaded to us when the drone lands, or certain drones like Parrot and Afi and others coming. And you can find this out on the settings page from Drone Logbook. You'll see which drones are automatically able to sync with us. But the idea is the telemetry is already in the system when you go to sync the information from the front end. No telemetric sync means that you're going to create basically a simplified flight, a manual placeholder where you've got a start and stop time and some notes, and you can then take all the information from the front end and create flights that way. So we'll go with the DJI Sync in this case. In order to get the date, you're going to go to the green calendar in the upper right, and you're going to tap it and go back in time to whatever dates you're looking for. Now in this case, I'm going to go back to July because I don't happen to have any information before then. So if I click confirm, it is going to give me a list of dates, and I'm going to select 3 flights for it. The July 5th flights, I'm going to upload the flights. If I've already brought them in, it'll dedupe them automatically and will tell me, so you can see it's importing. Now, this is our side of the equation. So now it's looking for flights in our system, not the DJI system. So that's the flight sync across the top. Because I selected July 5th, I'm going to go back to July 5th, confirm, and then you're going to see the 3 flights that I just brought in. They'll be listed here. If I select them, it will take all the information from the front end, pilot, drone, visual observer, etc., and merge it with these 3 flights and push it to the server, and then close out the planned mission. So you do not have to go back to the desktop to change it to a completed mission. If there is a mismatch between the telemetry and what you had on the planned mission, the telemetry will be kept. So if you selected a drone and you flew a different drone and we can read it, we will keep that telemetry. So then when you append flights, all the information's been uploaded and it closes it out, and the telemetry, the planned mission is finished on the desktop.